presentation, and it can get pretty depressing. But I sure as heck wouldn't be getting up every morning and going to work if I didn't think we could solve global warming. I mean, those policies that I just ran through, it's going to be tough to get our politicians to support them. But the type of changes that we're asking our politicians to make is really not that significant in the broad scheme of Americans' political history. You know, I think that the women's suffrage movement and the women's right to vote, achieving that was a much bigger and more radical change that society needed to go through in order to solve a crisis. Going from a time when segregation was the norm to a time when, for the most part, we celebrate diversity in this country, that was a much more difficult challenge than what we need to go through to solve global warming. We can do it, but it's going to take people like you guys standing up and yelling at the politicians and saying we got to do it. We need a bold new vision. Like when Kennedy said, we're going to put a man on the moon within 10 years, and doggone it, we're going to beat the Russians there. They didn't even have the technology to do it. They didn't know how they were going to do it, but because they had that leadership and vision, they said we're going to do it, and we did it. And so that's one of the areas where I turn to for inspiration. I recently read an interview with an astronaut named Schryver, somebody that I consider a true American hero and one of the first astronauts in space. And the interview was done right before he passed away, but there was a quote in there that really jumped out to me. And the quote read as follows: "I've left Earth 3 different times. I've found no place else to go. So please help take care of Spaceship Earth, because in the end, this is all we've got."